it built kind of piece by piece. First of all, I was writing the whole album from a very specific vantage point of where I'm at now. That's where I always start with my albums. Like, I have to do this inner search of where am I at emotionally and what kind of chapter is this? And it's really interesting because my last album was written all about loss. Brave Enough is about being brave enough to continue after you've lost people, the most important people in your life. And it was my best friend and my dad passed away. And so I drew from a lot of hard emotions. And then I went out on stage every night and experienced these hard emotions every night, which was very cathartic and good for me, but also it was hard. Yeah. And it took a really long time for me to come out of the depression that loss caused me. And the grief was so powerful. And I had kind of come to accept that, like, I think this is the new Lindsey. This is the new version of myself, and I think that the old Lindsey has, like, kind of died with them. That kind of fun-spirited, like, I was like, it made me really sad to think that I think she's gone. And I was trying to get used to the new me. And then about a year ago, it was right about the time I was starting to get ready to write a new album, I felt myself, like, fully come back. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's not that she was gone or doesn't exist anymore. She was just covered up by grief. Yeah. And I had to give her time and I had to work on myself so that I could come back. And so it was actually, that song was the first song, Artemis.
Was that the first one?
That was the first song that I wrote that, I'd written a lot of songs, but that was the one where it was like, I still got it. This is the sound. This is the album I want to write. And I called the song Artemis because I was searching for words and themes that meant bringer of light. And I loved that Artemis is the goddess of the moon, and she brings light to darkness. And I think that's a really powerful metaphor that even in dark times of our life, when we are going through grief or depression or whatever it is, that we can still find hope. We can still find light even amidst the darkness. And even more powerfully, I love that the moon goes in cycles. And if you think about Artemis being this goddess of the moon, and that she, in the story that I've developed, she fights against Nyx, the goddess of the night, who's trying to consume the world in darkness. And Artemis continuously is in this ever-going battle against the night, where the night covers her up by shadow, and then she fights to show her light again. And I was like, that was like me. And, sometimes you might look into the sky, and the moon is in a phase where it's covered in shadow, and you'd think it doesn't exist anymore if you didn't know better. You'd think, like, you'd be like, I don't see a moon. Probably isn't. It probably left.
There's no moon anymore.
Went to another planet. Yeah, right. We're in 2019, but no, it's not that it's not there. It's just that it's covered in shadow, and I think that's a really powerful metaphor for me and for anyone, that the moon can remind you that you are still powerful. Whatever phase of your life you're in, you are still strong. You're still vibrant. You're still full of power and hope and dreams. It's just sometimes you have to accept that right now we're a little covered in shadow. I'm going to feel it, and then I'm going to fight for my light again.
Wow.